so look, we're doing special right triangles, 45, 45, 90. Your legs are always 1, 1. Your hypotenuse is rad 2. So in this case, a leg are the sides that create the 90 degrees, right? So 1, 1, and your hypotenuse, remember your hypotenuse, which is the longest side, is always opposite the 90 degrees. It does not touch the 90 degrees. It's not adjacent, right? Okay, so this is rad 2. So if it's rotated or situated differently, don't memorize the location, right? These are legs because they create the 90 degrees. So this is 1, 1, and then this hypotenuse is rad 2 because it's opposite the 90 degrees. Same here, if this is 90 degrees, opposite is your rad 2, and my legs are 1, 1. Okay, so you have to know how to label. If you guys remember, when it comes to trig, labeling is key. If you label incorrect, at least 2 of your answers are trash, okay? All right, what is the statement of proportionality? Last semester in im3, it was all about scale factor, proportionality, dilations, trig, similarity of triangles. It was all about this. That was the big lesson, okay? So your statement of proportionality, look, I'll set it up the long way. I'll do the fractions of the colors, and then after we'll do the shortcut way, and there's kind of another shortcut way, so it just kind of depends where you guys are, with your comfort, okay? So the statement of proportionality, I'm always going to set it up new over reference, meaning this is my new triangle, which is like the question on the quiz, the test, the worksheet. This always goes on top. Why? Because it has variables, and so I would rather have the variables as a numerator. So if you happen to flip it, as long as you're consistent, nothing's wrong with it. But I don't want my variables as a denominator. I'd rather have them on top. That's just it. It's just preference, okay? And then the reference triangle is this. Those go on the bottom. Okay, so we'll do it legitimately the correct way, and then after I'll redo the problem and we'll kind of figure out where you guys are on your comfort level. And then some of them are really easy where you get the answers really quickly in your head, okay? All right, so look, so if I start number 1, all right, if you're gonna be super extra, so we're like doing textbook, solving here, no shortcuts. You're gonna redraw the reference triangle so that I can label it, and visually I can see matchy-matchy, right? Left with left, bottom, bottom, right, right. Okay, so my legs are 1, 1, and my hypotenuse is rad 2. So then if I grab 3 colors, right? Okay, so if I grab them, and then I set up my statement of proportionality, bless you, I get pink, pink. So look, you can solve it however you like. On a quiz, a test, your assignments, you can solve it as you like. You're not obligated to solve it this way, but I'm gonna do it the correct way first. All right, so remember, it's always new over reference. So I'm gonna go left to right. So left triangle goes on top, the right one goes on the bottom. So it's 3 over 1, U over rad 2, and V over 1. And so that's your statement of proportionality. That's telling you that your corresponding sides are your pink, your green, and your orange. Do you guys remember this a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So now, how do you solve for your unknowns, U and V? Okay, one of these is your scale factor. That's this 3 over 1. This is the most important one because that's telling you that this triangle is 3 times as large as a reference triangle. And so this is my scale factor. And so you're going to use that to solve for U or V. So if I want to solve for U, I'm going to go U over rad 2 and set it equal to my scale factor. And then V, same thing. I'm going to go V over 1 and set it equal to my scale factor. So that scale factor is what helps solve your unknowns. That's it. And so if you want to use your finger, if you're solving for U, this is your proportion that you're going to solve. If you're solving for V, cover that up, and it's these cross products. And then if you guys remember, how do you solve? Using the cross product property, which tells you to multiply diagonally. Do you guys remember that? That was all last semester. Okay, so now this is your comfort level. So you got to get really comfortable with the calculator. You have to punch it yourself. Your cell phone is not a good one because you want to learn this little fraction button. It'll clean everything up for you. That's what's key, okay? So you're going to multiply. So what is 3 times rad 2? And again, I'm being really, really extra here, over 1, right? So if I multiply, what's 3 times rad 2 over 1? It's 3 rad 2. We're going to do it faster afterwards, okay? So if you're like, this is a lot of writing, it is. And then if you want to solve for v, obviously you guys can see it's 3, but if we wanted to be really extra, multiply, write the cross product property. And so what is 3 times 1 divided by 1? Whoops, divided by 1, and you get 3. All right, so if I resolve it, I'll pause. All right, so we're gonna solve it again. Oh, thank you. You have any scheduled, Dalen, but you're still in here. Good luck, you guys. They're gonna start. I know my numbers are maxed at 206. I can only have 206 students. I have 206 students. I'm maxed out. So, you know, there was ever a parent meeting with, like, say admin saying, my kid has to get moved. Like, my kid is not doing well in that class. Say another teacher's class. I don't have a space at all. And I'm sure there has to be another teacher that's maxed too. So they're trying to balance out classes right now because we're maxed, you guys. Like, I don't know, we're getting so many transfer kids coming in. So they're going to have to balance it out. Okay, so look, so let's redo it now if you're like, I'm not writing that much. Okay, I grab a marker, so red, any color, I don't care. So I grab my marker and I'm gonna say, okay, let me, instead of drawing a secondary triangle, let me just write it on top. Okay, so my legs are 1, 1, and my hypotenuse is rad 2. So all I did was consolidate the 2 triangles into 1, right? Okay, your statement of proportionality. See how it's 3 over 1. There's kind of my 3 over 1. U over rad 2, U rad 2, V over 1, V over 1, right? Okay, one of these is your scale factor. It's the side that has 2 numbers. This is a letter. That's a letter. This is your scale factor. Whoops. Just like here, right? Okay, so it's best, as you guys get better, you'll write a lot less and you'll do it all in your head. So if this is my scale factor, that means that 3 over 1, it's always a fraction, right? Because remember, it's a statement of proportionality. Okay, so what's 3 over 1? Oh, that's 3. Okay, so that's my scale factor. So if I want to know what U is, what's 3 times rad 2? Hold on. Your variable, so now what do you do to solve for a variable? It's your scale factor times the reference length. So what's 3 times rad 2? 3 rad 2. If you want to know what V is, what's 3 times 1? 3. A lot less work, but you just have to know that to find your scale factor, you divide. To find your unknown variable, you multiply. So just think alphabetical, because sometimes kids are like, I don't know which one. D comes before M. I was like, wait, what's the other letter? Divide before multiply. So just think of the alphabet and you'll know. So to get the scale factor, divide, right? To get the variable, multiply. There? Okay, so try, if you guys look at your worksheet, all I did was the first one. You can choose whatever method you want. So try and go through with some of these, and if some of them seem easier than others, that's totally normal. It's okay to get stuck on one because of a variable, or I mean because of a radical or whatever. It's fine. Your calculator will do it for you, okay? So even though the person next to you is like hitting the buttons, make sure you get the calculator yourself and still type it in yourself. You need to build that comfortability, okay? Yeah, so I'll give you guys like 10 minutes and then I'll do like 2 others, okay? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, oh, there wasn't one, hold on. All right. Okay, can I turn it off? How many of you are still writing? You're still writing? Okay, let me just shut it off because it's going to keep recording and that way you guys could talk.